So you're creeping through.
They don't hear you.
You're creeping through down these hallways, and you're like peering in the keyholes, and you recognize one of the guards before on the carriage.
Ooh.
And you can like peer into the keyhole, and you see he's like at this dresser with a mirror in front of it, and he's like looking at himself and like like that sort of thing. And he's starting to take his belt off, and you can only suspect that the woman is on the bed behind him, out of reach of the keyhole. And you hear this voice from inside say,
hype himself up, I guess.
I'm glad you came back. It's been so long since I've seen you. I was getting lonely. And he says, well, nothing to worry about there, sweetheart. I'll be seeing you a lot more often after this.
Nice. I will only stay long enough to catch some more information. Like, I'm not going to wait for the full act to occur, but I will stay long enough to maybe see some peen, and also to hear, like, if either of them says the other person's name.
Yeah. I'm glad someone else that.
Yeah. Yeah, she does. She says, she like moans as he comes closer past the keyhole, and she's, oh, Rickard.
Okay.
As he goes by. Yeah.
And once I get that information, I will move on and continue until either it gets too heated or the heat becomes too great and I feel like I have to get out before someone catches me, or I'm able to find Beard Dude.
Yeah, so you don't find Beard Dude.
What is he doing?
If you're like prowling around on this floor, you don't find Beard Dude on this floor.
If I get done with the floor and there's like a staircase that looks like even more sneaky, better things are up there, and there might be something to steal, I'm definitely going for it.
So
okay.
So he's walking around and like
we're just kind of standing there and trying to figure out
like
while you were trying to be
we're not noticing him.
I'm not even in the same part of the building.
Floor.
Okay.
I've come into a different place.
You'll eventually get to us.
While you have been doing everything in your power to not create a problem, I am already creating a problem.
Yeah.
Or maybe I get out and I'm fine. If I keep rolling these sixes, it'll be
us.
so clean. I will be the knight.
Yeah, I think you can get up to the second floor, no problem. There's like a slightly curved staircase that takes you up.
Excellent.
Arguing.
But it is going to be kind of conspicuous because they're going to be like, what's this little girl doing in here, kind of. So.
Well, see, are there going to be people wandering around? Are there a lot of people here?
I'm looking for my mom.
I mean, there's always people running around. So, like, you have to go back to, like, the main sitting area, and there's staircases that curve up. So that could be the moment when they can see you. Okay. So I think that's probably time for another roll.
Where's my mom?
If you're prowling again.
Yes.
This time it's going to be risky standard. It's not desperate yet.
All right, here we go.
Need at work.
Shadowy goodness. Come on.
Oh!
Yeah!
You're fine.
I am the knight. I was born for this place.
So you creep up the stairs. There's a moment where you think you're gonna get spotted, and then you like duck into an alcove where there's a plant.
Nice.
And, like a couple of women walk by you, giggling to each other.
I love Bravos. There's so many shadowy areas that can be where you can do things hidden from the public.
Yeah. So yeah, you climb up to the second floor, and you can see that there's another row of hallways of these doors like before. For pleasure quarters and that sort of thing, various closets and that stuff. And there's another staircase that leads up to the third floor from here.
The good stuff is always on the third
floor. Okay. Aren't you going to see us?
You guys are down there in the dressing area in the back.
They are. No, you could see them. As you come up the stairs a little bit down the hall, you can see that there's an exit at the far end that leads out onto that escape.
Wait, so
great.
He can see us, but we still don't see them.
Yes.
And so it's up to him whether or not.
Oh, absolutely! If they catch me in here, they're giving me a spanking and they're yelling. And that lady, she's not nice. She's always judging people for things that are not bad and wrong.
So you can see both of them down at
the
I
immediately like shadow passed.
Yeah. Okay.
The lady.
So yeah, you climb up to the third floor.
Yeah. Are there bigger doors with cooler, like more secretive looking stuff?
No, in fact, on the third floor, so the roof of this building has a kind of glass dome that would let the sun in, but it doesn't anymore. It just lets in the darkness. And the upper floor has a circular balcony that lets you look down to see the other two floors. And at the very top, there's this fine-looking wooden oak door with like these flowers carved into it and a golden handle. And you assume, from what you know about the world, that this is the madam's room.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh. Is there a keyhole?
There is a keyhole, yes. I'm gonna peer in. Okay. So you peer inside, and you you can see Orson and this older-looking lady with kind of brown hair. It's starting to go gray, but it's not quite yet. Done up in a bun, and she has like a braid going down one side. And they're leaning over the table, and they're like talking to each other and stuff. And you can kind of just barely see the edge of this like white cloth on the edge of the table that's been laid out over the table. There, every couple of seconds you hear like these like shaking sounds, like kind of like dice being rolled, but not quite. And then there's a rattling sound as they like fall down on the as something fall down on the table.
Yeah. Do I know enough about like
You're a whisper.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can't be sure. You can't see what they're doing.
Right.
But you do know that a common way to divine fates and fortunes is to throw bones of very small animals or different creatures.
I'm gonna take a chance here because I'm presuming that this is a kind of hallway where people don't randomly come up.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take the chance that I can tell from hearing things what is up without like accidentally giving my. So I'm gonna turn and press my ear to the keyhole so I can keep my eye on the hallway where anyone might come up, and hope that one of them doesn't decide to leave the room without saying goodbye and open the door and see me there.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So you hear them. So they're having this conversation, and Orison basically goes, "Should be all set. Been doing drops all week. It looks like things are in alignment." And then you hear the madam say, "We're taking quite the risk doing this. You know, the seven are not going to be happy about this." And you hear Orison grumble, "I don't care. The crows getting control of the foot is what's going to propel this forward. Listen, you need to be ready to go when this happens. You understand?" And she says, "Of course, Orison, I will be ready." They like that's all they like mutter to each other.
And I don't get a sense of ready to go meaning to act and to put your part into play, or go meaning leave. Get out and leave.
No, you get a sense of a part she needs to play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if there's involves like escaping, I was like the brother will be blown up, and it'll be like a gigantic like escape before like leave all the girls to die, and you're gonna make off with your whole thing. Yeah. All right.
So you hear Orison say, he says, "In a couple of days, the foot should be a bloodbath. After that, we can get what we want." And
good information.
And the madam says, "You sure the well's going to accept it?" And you hear him grunt, that sort of thing. And then you hear one final rattle as they throw it, and then there's a slight gasp from the madam, and Orison like chuckles a bit. He goes, "Oh, I see." And then there's this sudden whoosh as he picks the cloth up at the table all in one motion. You hear this clatter as things go clattering together, and he stuffs it inside his coat. And you can just barely kind of see him. You're just pressing your key your ear too. Okay. So you hear this creak of a chair like somebody's standing up.
Okay, I pop up. Based on the way the hallway is oriented, is there a direction he would have to turn to go downstairs and leave?
It's a circular hallway.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So there's no one way. Is there a potted plant on either end of like the weirder things are going where I could like hide while be unseen?
You can hide in like an alcove if you're
okay.
Like,
yeah. Okay. I'm gonna dash off to hide in an alcove.
Why are you the whisper?
Or I was gonna say like, what way does the door swing open?
Hide behind.
I know. Lean. Oh yeah, I know. That would be amazing.
It does swing outward if you want.
No, because then they close it behind you. It'd be that awkward moment. It's like,
hello.
Okay, so yeah, let's make a prowl roll, or I shouldn't call for that, but hold on before you roll. Always let's talk conditions and stuff.
Yeah.
So so you're gonna run behind this potted plant.
Yes.
Okay. So there's a moment where Orison comes, opens the door and creaks it open, and you see him from your hiding place. You see him kind of look around. So I'm going to say this is risky one more time. You're going to have limited effect.
Okay.
Do you want me to give you...
Do you want to push yourself or anything?
Do you want me to give you a thing for prowl?
A thing?
Like I'll take stress?
Yeah.
How would you aid him? Like you can do it. I just want to know, because if you're assisting him...
Coming up the stairs
I'd have to be in the same...
And you'd have to know what's going on.
It could be a distraction from downstairs. Like the timing
like a
can
noise
be...
comes...
It could be you saw him.
The rules
and
don't allow me, and I don't think I should stop you from assisting somebody when you want to, but the fiction demands we explain.
One could say that now
Rather-
the time, because you two were in the middle of doing your own thing.
Yeah.
It could come up that at the moment that you enter the main area, for whatever reason you had just arranged to come in and check things out, that as he's coming out and looking, he notices that there are people in there that weren't supposed to be there. He may not know why you're there, but it would distract him enough to cause him to not
I feel like that would not be
So
good.
the way this should eventually work out is that you say what you're doing, and then that triggers the move of assisting. But we can do it this way for now.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I think that idea is a good idea.
Okay.
that it causes another distraction that distracts him from the main distraction.
Okay.
Because he's looking for something. He doesn't know what he's looking for.
Right.
So he might say, hey, that's unusual.
That makes sense.
But thinking that that's the thing he was looking for.
So what is that thing that you're doing? What's the distraction?
Just showing up.
Oh, you're just gonna be on the 3rd floor?
No, like, because he comes out and he looks around, right? And
Uh-huh.
doesn't, you said it looks down onto the other floor.
Yeah.
So he's just scanning, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't have to be on that floor. He can be on his normal floor, but just they're now done with the whole negotiating and now he's entering. And so as they're entering, they're going to look like they weren't originally there. And this guy is a high enough level person. It's like, oh, these were not.
Oh,
Who
I
are
see
these
what you
And
mean.
he's seen us talking and not screwing.
Right, that makes sense. Okay,
Yeah.
alright, so take
Like,
a stress.
What could you possibly be doing? Is it 1 or 2?
1 for assisting. Take a stress. Arthur can get a bonus die.
Yes.
And then risky limited.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Come on. 5 in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. 6 again.
Alright.
Yeah.
Woo.
Oh, 5 in a row.
So you see Orson like standing outside. The Taikarosi glances around for a second, and there's a point where his beard goes, like his shirt like ruffles a bit, and then you see it lift itself up out of the coat, and the individual points like point out a bit, and they kind of like stretch out a bit like feelers,
Ooh.
and they reach out. And you see him stand there for a minute, like looking around. And then he like glances over the balcony and notices Ptolemy there with his like coyote mask and Caelin, and he kind of like narrows his eyes a bit.
But Caelin's not regular Caelin. Caelin
No.
is whatever.
Merchant
her-
Caelin.
Merchant Caelin.
Yeah, he like narrows his eyes a bit and kind of squints and then shakes his head, and the beard like crawls back underneath the coat. And he goes, "Ugh, ugh," and he like mutters a bit and then stomps off down the stairs.
He sounds drunk all the time.
Excellent.
Sounds blind. But he's using his beard to guide the way.
So a few moments later, the madam like walks up to the door, which Orzon was not conscientious enough to close, and slams it behind him.
Oh, darn. I was hoping she would leave the room long enough for me to get in there and, like, poke around.
So what now, guys?
So I'm having this conversation with her, and I'm telling her that I think that.
Did we just see him walk down the stairs?
No, no.
Well, so
Well, he'd have to walk down
Oh,
the stairs.
Orson.
yeah,
Yes,
you
Orson.
see Orson. Yeah, you see Orson.
Yeah.
come-
He just
that
walks
makes
right
sense, yeah.
past us.
So he just walks right past. He just, well, he doesn't know who you guys are, so he just walks
I just like
by,
stare at you and was like,
grunting to himself.
I pull her closer to me, like I embrace her.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's the classic. Yes, it's
Yeah.
like,
That's
kiss
cool.
me in this alley so they don't
I'm like,
notice.
I don't
How
think I'm prostitute.
How does?
I'm not like gonna actually do anything.
But I'm just like wondering. I don't
just-
look like a prostitute.
No, that's
It
fine.
doesn't
He's just
matter.
like we're in love.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, just something to make you blend in better.
Something.
How does Caelin feel about that? Is she uncomfortable?
Very.
Okay, that's kind of funny. All right.
Well, it's not funny, but I'm just saying that I'm only bringing her close enough so that he's not like, why are these two people talking in the middle of a brothel?
Right.
This place was meant
I like
for screwing.
put my head like on your,
On
like
the-
on the
on
crook of
the-
your shoulder, like
on the mask.
like kind of just like
Like
is this what I'm supposed to do?
so there's a moment where Orzon walks by you two, and you both notice his beard goes and like lifts up a bit and stretches out to reach towards you to underneath his coat, and he turns to like look at both of you for a second and like looks you up and down
Oh.
and smiles and shakes his head and then keeps walking down the stairs.
It's a gross beard. It's disgusting.
Is he gone?
He's
Yeah,
disgusted
it's
by
a
your
ghost
mask fetish.
He's gone.
And then
It's like-
I put it. Here you go.
No, I'm barfing about the beard.
Oh.
Oh.
Really?
I would barf
You're
about the beer too.
barfing on.
So yeah,
No.
Marco,
Ptolemy.
outside, you
Yes.
hear the front doors to the brothel open, and from the alleyway you can see Orizon like get in and climb into the carriage. The carriage like goes on his way to get in. He sits down in it and shuts the door and just kind of sits there, dour looking, waiting for his 2 guards to come back.
This is like a big conspiracy.
Mm.
He's like trying to scheme a bunch of
Yeah.
shit. I think like he's summoning something.
Just wait till
I
we
think
get
they're
back to headquarters
summoning
and I'm
some
able to
sort of
communicate with you.
demon.
They're making drops.
I think that this has to do with that Illuminati group.
Toes.
Whatever that. What were they called?
There are a couple of Illuminati groups in the city.
Wait,
So
they talked to the 7?
Arthur, that the 7 is weird. That's no group you know of in the city.
Oh right.
Arthur
7 will be
Arthur
mad.
Arkady's family is a member of the
Circle of Flame.
Yeah, the Circle of Flame, and they're all about getting artifacts of the ancient and old days. You don't know what this guy is talking about.
Mm.
But he's like going to all these places.
Well, I don't
so
know
feel
anything
like he's
until
like,
he tells me. so-
Yeah, none of this has happened yet.
No, I know. I'm just talking out.
Yeah.
He's gonna go to
Yep.
the night market now.
Okay.
Marco's gonna grab the carriage and hang on the back like a
Yeah.
skateboarder.
Like, what do you guys want to do? He's gonna wait there until his 2 buddies come
Well,
back.
we
out.
can't come the way we're dressed as we are to night market. He'll see us again.
Yeah. Well,
That's why
we're
I'll
also
follow.
Yeah,
we were
it's
We
in.
also don't know where you are.
I'm dressed in
We were
black.
in there, and so we also like. It'd be weird if we just left. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we have to go back to night market eventually because that's where we
Hmm.
are based.
yeah.
Hey, we just live here.
This is our new home.
We're not following you. We live up the same street.
Hi, neighbor.
Marco should do the classic hang under the carriage thing.
Hey,
where
diddly
you-
do,
I
neighbor.
mean, you want to?
No.
Hopefully don't
Daring!
That's a
Oh,
terrible
can we go?
idea. You know it.
Sounds like a
Carriages are not that fast.
sounds like a risky idea.
A daring idea?
No.
No.
Okay,
In your head, you
That is not daring.
You
That
hear
is
Arkady upstairs.
foolhardy.
Well, I'm waiting for things to move forward from you guys because I
Okay.
already know what they're doing.
Well,
So-
we need to. We don't know where he is.
I mean, I can see
You
that
don't need
he's
to
in the
know.
carriage.
you know he went outside.
I'm gonna get in a position to follow once they start moving.
Okay.
should we take like, the boat? Can we take a boat?
Oh, I want
take
to
a gondola,
go.
Gondola.
I don't think the
Good
guards will have
plans.
anything interesting if I'm gonna like look through their
Gondola.
stuff.
Gorgonzola.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
be prepared to follow the card. Like, nothing else to do.
So you guys still want to follow him because at this point you do
Yeah.
kind of have a good idea of where he goes in Silk Shore.
Yeah.
Oh, was this like his last stop? And then
No, he still has to go to night market.
Yeah, we
I'm
need to
just
figure out what
wondering-
else he's doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I
you're
mean,
gonna keep
if
following.
we can find more drop locations, that could help us figure out what their purpose is.
Yeah, sure. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. You'll
there's-
just wait around. What are you 2 doing? Are you
So
coming
there's
down?
the
or-
bridge, there's the pie shop, there's the brothel, there's something in that.
Got toes to keep me
Yeah.
company.
So he.
Yes.
So he left out the front,
Three new
and
friends.
he went to the taxi.
You named him
Mhm.
along the way while you're
And
waiting. You're
We're not going to go out the
Harry-
front. We're going to go
Harry
out the
and
back. And I
Take
think
a back alley to the
You would be
water,
just like Bob
Yeah.
and Bob's Burgers.
That sounds
and
like
then take like a boat or something.
that sounds like a good idea. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Cool.
follow. I'm assuming like they're going along the shore probably.
Mhm.
Did we know
Just
originally
follow
he would
around.
end up in night market?
Yeah.
So-
Silk Shore night market. Yeah.
All right. Because I'm neither fast nor am I like overt. Basically, as soon as the coast is clear, I would try to escape and then end up in night market. But I'm in no hurry, nor am I in any hurry to actually connect with my other party members.
Okay, I think that's trivial. Then we can say you get away at some point. Okay, so yeah, if you guys are just coming down,
Mhm.
the carriage Marco eventually heads off. The guards like come out, they like look refreshed, like they shake themselves and they get inside the carriage, and
Refreshed.
the carriage rides off. So Marco, you're gonna follow along the rooftops one more time,
I
right?
am. Yes, I am.
Are you 2 following behind? Or
We're gonna get in a boat.
I'm on a boat.
you're on a boat. Okay, so you guys
Yes.
hire a gondola and follow that way.
Follow that carriage.
Yeah, how are you?
Pretty much. We're all rowing.
Okay.
Ooh, are you gonna sing?
It's like a crew. It's like crew.
So that
No, that's when you got the pole.
Oh yeah, that's
That's
yeah. That's
gondola.
like
Crew. They just go. Ah!
I thought you said
Ah!
gondola.
You could be the bosun standing, or the,
Oh, yeah,
guy
the
guy,
standing
like,
at the
yells.
end with
Ooh.
the horn.
Pull.
Yeah.
So they have like steamships and steam engines in this
Yeah.
world. But this boat's like for pleasure cruising, so it's like a little gondola thing that this guy, like, you get in.
We asked, do you have more of those? The sticks. And then we were all just like rowing it, and he's like, what the f-?
No, he only has one because that's his job. Yeah.
Wait, he doesn't have a backup just in case?
The whole thing just goes in circles because they don't know how.
I imagine
Everybody
it...
pulls out their 10-foot poles.
It's like, stop it! You're ruining everything. Stop pushing the boat.
Can you go faster?
Yeah. No, that's the whole point of the like you could hire your own carriage.
We like it fast.
if you wanted to.
Speedboating.
All right.
Okay.
They're the worst tourists
All right,
ever.
so
We'll just take the gondola.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So you follow him around. So yeah, he keeps going around. He passes by Ironhook Prison as you're following. So he's taking the route where he goes out of Silkshore and takes this horizontal bridge, and he runs along Dunslow. And Dunslow is like the field and like food area of Doskvol. There's a lot of farms out there that run off of radiant energy, that sort of thing. There's crops that grow. So the carriage is riding along these like country fields and stuff, and you don't really have any rooftops to hide in anymore.
Behind the fields.
I mean, but I can be a lot farther away because these are the fields.
Ghost field.
Yeah, well, he's like riding along next to fields.
Ghost field.
Yeah.
Field.
Right,
On the
but
road.
there are no buildings to obstruct my view, so I can be like
You can
hundreds
keep
of
your
yards
eye.
away.
Oh, okay, I see. Keep your eye on the carriage. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna notice you yet.
I'm using my dark night vision goggles, of course, because it's hard to see from that far.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So you follow the carriage along until eventually. So there's like farms and fields all along this thing, and it's kind of a dusty road up before Ironhook. Like there's this stretch where the canal and the fields and the road all run together. Not a lot of people are around here. In fact, there's like nothing at this point. And there's a moment where the carriage is walking along, and then suddenly coming running out of the field are those two red sashes you saw from before. And they come running out immediately, and they both have these swords that they draw, and they jump for the carriage. And the two crow guards are caught completely unawares. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna start closing in.
Okay, so you're like running up to it. Are you're like
Well,
being?
I mean, I'm hundreds of yards away,
Right.
So it'll take me a while.
Are you being like quiet though as you're going?
Like you want to see what
Okay.
happens.
All right.
Yeah, I want the spoils from
Yeah.
this battle.
Oh, I was thinking.
I want to kill the last guy left.
Oh, nice.
I also think that the people who attacked them wanted the spoils.
But if it's
So-
Orsian, I will not engage.
Okay.
He's a master swordsman.
That's
so in
what
his
you've heard.
description.
So yeah, you're like approaching.
With a beard.
Fights with his beard.
You're watching through
Yeah.
these like corn fields as you're coming up, and you're seeing Orsi. You're seeing these two red sashes like jump at the carriage. There's like a gunshot that goes off. They pull open the carriage door, and there's like this as they stab one of the crow guards, and he falls out onto the road.
Nice.
At least you got laid.
I hope it's not the one whose name I learned. It'd be sad.
You see a moment where the crow guard and
Roger.
Orizon stumble out of the carriage on the other side, and the cabbie is gone. The cabbie's just like, nope, screw this, and he like jumps off, and he like
He rides his goat off into the distance.
yeah, he
Max speed.
just wants to get away from the carriage as soon as possible.
1 star.
He runs away. He charges off down the canal. So yeah, the two red sashes like make quick work of one of the crows, and then they come around the other side of the carriage. They come around the other side of the carriage, and they start approaching Orizon and this crow, and they're like circling both of them. And Orizon draws his cutlass, and you see some far away. Now both of the red sashes have these like red tassels tied to their swords on either side, and you notice that they're like constantly moving their sword about, and the tassels like dancing about in all the different directions.
So
it looks
it's
very
a purple
disorienting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like just so that they have that whole artistic Beijing opera look.
Yeah.
It's very narc.
No, it actually has a fighting purpose.
Oh, okay.
So they're like circling around both of them, and Orizon kind of draws his cutlass a bit and kneels down, and he looks like he's waiting for them to approach.
Cool.
So what are you doing?
I'm watching.
You're just gonna watch the fight?
Yeah.
Okay.
I said I'm gonna kill the last guy.
Okay. All right. So
If
you
they
watch.
kill Orsian, I'm
Can
gonna.
we see this from the?
I'm gonna loot the body.
Okay. So let me.
He's always the one that gets the loot from the bottle.
It's like, how'd you get this bottle? We didn't think we'd get it for 2 weeks. It's like, it was a daring fight. almost risked my life. It's like they're all like half dead. He just comes by and grabs it and walks off.
Let me find out what happens here. I'm gonna roll Orzon's sword fighting and
That'd be so good.
and the red sashes and see
You
what
really
happens.
gonna leave it up to fate?
Yeah, it could happen
Yeah,
either way.
wow.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Mission accomplished.
Red sashes aren't doing too hot.
They are not good at this.
Oh wow.
I don't even need to roll.
Orson has a
I didn't even roll for Orson.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So they like circle him for a minute,
Rough.
and then
Rip in peace.
one of them makes an approach, and Orison like moves forward into the guy's sword guard really quick. So he tries to make a stab, and he just kind of like bats his sword head away and gets his other hand out and lets go of his cutlass and grabs the guy around the throat. And you just see him like lift the red sash up into the air. He's like,
So this guy's really strong too.
yeah. And then
I'm taking notes.
there's a moment where you're watching this, and the other guy's like, "Oh shit!" And the red sash just like charges in, and the other crow pulls a pistol out of his coat and just shoots him right in the head, and just and he falls. And then the other guy like struggles a bit. The red sash like hangs there in the air, and then there's just this snapping noise as Orison breaks his neck one-handed. Wow, which is crazy, right?
How
It's
big
all-
is he again?
No, it's
He's
also
about 6
great
foot tall.
because you notice he dropped his weapon, and they said he was a master swordsman.
6
I'm
feet.
hoping that
He doesn't
the...
draw his sword. He just
Oh.
leaves his cutlass in the sheath.
Oh, okay.
So like he had his hand on it, like he was considering
Oh,
drawing it.
okay.
And then they approached,
I
and
don't
he just
even
let
need
go
to.
and just like,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
he's like, yeah,
Wow.
I was
That's
hoping
awesome.
the big reveal is that Orison is actually the beard, and that this other body is
It's
just
the
what he
control.
rides. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so. That's a little bit too weird, but that would have kind of made sense.
It's like the beard is
I
actually the
am
conscious entity that is
It's
Orison.
like a sword. It's
Yeah.
like a
It's like
beard
Voldemort.
parasite.
Which explains why he's so awkward, because the beard is driving this body,
The
just
body.
to move him
Yeah.
around.
So he
He's like, go that way, you dumb.
Oh, it's like that. It's like that thing in Men in Black, where
Yep.
like the guy's like the guy, and he's like, hey.
See, James, you just need to write notes and pass them to me because I can't do it.
Oh
now.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That would be so great.
So he like grabs this guy and just goes and just snaps the guy's neck and drops him. He just falls. So yeah, the crow's like standing there and he's shaking a bit, and the other dead crow's looking over, and Orison just kind of sighs, and you see this like tension go out of him. And then he reaches into his coat and he pulls out this shaving knife, and he gets down by the bodies and starts like muttering to himself, and you see him sawing away over the red sash's
Some
bodies.
What?
toes? Some toes?
You gotta mutilate the bodies.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch this grisly spectacle and see
What
what he
does he
does. This is very strange.
Okay, so you watch him do this for a while. You see that he takes off a couple of fingers from the red sashes, and from one of them he like gets his knife in there and just goes and pops out this eyeball out of the guy's skull.
I think this guy's just fucking weird.
All right. So Orson
Likes parts.
takes 3 fingers.
Yeah, 3 fingers and
3
an eyeball.
fingers, 1 eye from the same guy.
From 2 different guys. 3 fingers from one and an eyeball from another.
Ah.
And then he
fingers
walks over around the
from-
carriage, and the other crow like looks at him incredulously,
One.
and you can't hear really what they're saying from this far away, but you could tell that they're having a brief argument about what Orison's going to do to this crow, and then the crow like relents and he walks over, and you see him get down by the other guy, and he lifts the guy up by his hair and just goes flick, and flicks the guy's nose off, like that, and tucks it away in his coat somewhere.
So everyone, not even the people that he kills.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Ally or enemy. Any bodies left after any encounter.
Yeah, and then you
Yes,
you
well,
see him
trophy.
point to the crow. You see him point to the crow, Marco, and the crow like nods, and they start gathering the bodies up, and they go
Gonna make like
when they throw them into the canal.
an army of zombies.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's like he throws them in the canal, and they splash down and stuff like that. Some far off in the city, you can hear the bells of Bellwether Crematorium ringing to signify that there are deaths going on somewhere. It's just like
That's
They just
right.
know that?
yeah,
Yeah,
every time
every time
somebody
someone
dies in the
dies.
city,
Yeah.
the bell
It's
rings.
magic.
So that they know
There's a
they
crow.
come burn them
That
before
is
they
so
ghost up.
cool.
Yeah. So they throw him in, and they hit the waters with a splash, and Orison like he dusts his hands off, and he watches them float down the canals for a while, and then nods, and then climbs back into the carriage, and the crow like looks at him confused for a second, and then Orison makes a motion, and the crow like goes and climbs up on
Yep.
top of the carriage and like whips it into shape and starts driving the goat, and they continue on to night market.
Oh, darn it.
I'm gonna keep following.
Okay,